What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and today I'm here with
Gersh. What?
And today we're back to answer your questions in another episode of For the Greater
WAAAGH! This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question, because we get to those questions first. And this question comes from, I can't find it, but basically he was asking, what do we think of the new Wake the Dead box set? So if you don't know, GW announced a box set that contains Primaris Marines and Eldar. Now, it seems that, if I'm seeing it correctly, the only new things that you can get in this box set in terms of models is, of course, the HQs. So you have a Lieutenant and a Spirit Seer. The Spirit Seer looks okay. His helmet looks kind of goofy. But other than that, you're just like GW. It made sense for them to come out with the Blood Claw thing, or
Is that the Primaris, or not the Primaris?
The Space Wolf Primaris one,
Yeah.
It made sense for them to come out with that because they were coming out with new Space Wolf models, so of course people were gonna want to buy it. Mm-hmm. But this Eldar box set, like, you're not getting anything new that hasn't been already established other than HQs, and the HQs don't even look that badass for you to, like, want to get them.
I mean, yeah, if you want a new sculpt, then cool, but just looking at this, I'm like, the only cool thing is that I'm intrigued in the lore. Like, the Eldar are finally going to be making, a stand, and you got some rates and stuff, so that's pretty cool, but besides that, I mean...
Yeah, if you're not invested in the actual lore of, what is it, Vigilus?
Yeah, Vigilus campaign.
And I guess it's good too for a starter. So who's just starting, like if you and your friend want to play, it's a good place to start. But other than that, GW needs to step it up when they come out with these box sets. Mm-hmm. That's what I feel.
Yeah, but on the other hand, what is cool is that if you go further down in that, we'll put a link to the page. If you go down, you'll see that they have kill teams, and not just any kill teams. You got Tau kill teams. So maybe this will be my chance to finally get some more Fire Warriors or like a Breacher team. But yeah, it's cool. You get a little squad. You get some own dice. You get some pretty cool dice, and you get some
terrain. The terrain looks nice. It's funny that it's a Tau box set, and they're giving you Imperial barricades.
Yeah.
Because the Tau have barricades. What is it called?
The Tau's drone shield line or something like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's also a kill team for Necrons. I really like that color scheme. It's like red and white and...
Oh yeah, it looks neat.
Mm-hmm.
You barely get any models.
You get 5.
Damn.
Yeah.
What are they, marks?
Yeah, the death marks.
Death marks.
And I think one of them's immortal. No, they're all immortals. Oh. 1 death mark and 4 immortals.
Maybe it's like one of those things where you can choose.
Yeah. Still, that's a little lackluster for the Necrons, but the Tau, looking spicy.
Next question comes from Large Vessel. Why does the Dark Mechanicum use Men of Iron? Why doesn't the Dark Mechanicum? They do. They're called Silica Animus.
Ding, 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 ding.
They were used during the Horus Heresy, and they are now used periodically. They don't use them that much because the knowledge to build the Men of Iron isn't just so easy to get. Mm-hmm. It's been locked away. In the lore, we might start seeing more AI once they continue with the whole the Adeptus Custodes, because in the the underground, underneath the Himalayan mountains, they had like
the factory, right? Gene seed factories.
No, but there's like a chamber where they kept like a bunch of like creatures and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what the name is, but a lot of those creatures were set free.
They escaped.
Fine, they escaped. And I bet you one of them was AI, Men of Iron. So that's that. Next one.
Nicholas Terrell. Are your guys' favorite armies still the Orcs and the Tau, or have they changed? I'm especially curious about the Sound Alchemist, since there are so many videos on the Celestial and Infernal Suns. So, do you still like the Orcs?
I love the Orcs, yeah.
Still your favorite?
Yes and no, I guess it changes. I really like the Inquisition. The more... Once we started the Instagram page and I found the whole Blanchitsu style. Like, I think the Inquisition has really drawn my attention.
And you don't think that the orcs can incorporate that style?
You could, but it's not really the same. Yeah.
But yeah, I still got to give it up to my day one Xenos, the Tau. There are times where like I lose interest in them, and I obviously go to the Space Marines. But I've sold my Tau like once before, and I deeply regretted that. But like at the same time, it's like, yeah, you lose interest in it, but then it comes back, and just looking at the battle suits and hearing new lore, it always revitalizes my favoritism for the Tau. But I mean, writing your own stuff for like the Celestial Sons and the Infernal Sons, that's pretty cool too. But I gotta give it up to the Tau. Still my favorite, and they probably always will be.
Next question comes from Harsh Hayes. If a Space Marine were dropped on Earth in our timeline, how would the world react? How would the Space Marine act? If the Space Marine got hostile, could Earth hold him in check? And how much damage would the Space Marine be able to do before he is stopped? So question number one, how would the world react? They would go crazy. They would definitely try to communicate with the Space Marine, and they could, because High Gothic isn't very different from English. And how would the Space Marine act? Like normal, he would just see this world as an Imperial world, and he'll try to make sense of why he time traveled to the past. He actually might look for the Emperor, because the Emperor is around right now. Mm-hmm. And then if the Space Marine got hostile, could Earth hold him in check? Yeah, he's still just a Space Marine. Like, he bleeds, like, well, not like anybody else, but he still bleeds. And then how much damage would the Space Marine be able to do?
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this guy is superhuman, super trained. His muscles are beyond muscles.
Yeah, and it might not even be like the Hulk type of situation. He might just be covert and quiet and like infiltrate politics.
Faking it, 66. Are the Harlequins driven mad by their time in the webway or by their laughing god? Or do they just act crazy as part of their performance?
If you see a Harlequin acting crazy, it's because of their performance. Harlequins themselves aren't acting crazy, they're just dancing. Mm-hmm. If you think dancing is crazy, you're crazy.
But, I mean, it could just be all three. Because, I mean, Harlequins, I guess you could say they get too entranced into their performance, believing that they themselves are actually reliving, like, the whole fight in the webway from, like, thousands of years ago and stuff like that. So, I mean, could be all three, could be one or the other. No.
Could be none of them. Next one. I have one from Large Vessel. Why does... well, you have a little bit more. Let's see. Why doesn't the Imperium raise and farm orcs for food? Since the orcs have the ability to reproduce about everywhere, wouldn't it make sense to just let them grow or even plant the spores from a captured orc? The biologists might have even done experiments at this point on how to manipulate them to make them docile or partially lobotomized, like a servitor kind of. No, that stuff doesn't work.
No, if anything, if you try to farm orcs, they're just going to take over. Yeah. You're going to have some kind of malfunction going on or human error. The orcs, they love fighting. They're just going to completely, take advantage of whoever's trying to farm them.
And the Imperium is not, like, dumb when it comes to, or doesn't know what the orc biology is all about. They kind of understand the WAAAGH energy, but they still have experimented on trying to control the orcs, and they've never been successful. So
yeah. This one's by J. Well 385. Would Tuska Demon Killer in the warp continue to grow, or would he reset every time he died on the corn world he's currently at? If he did grow, could he become as great as the Beast?
Well, that's a question that I think I've even asked, because it wasn't specific in the lore. They do say that once he dies, he just comes back to life, but is it like Groundhog Day where he resets and like nothing that happened the day before matters? Because if that's the case, then he is as big as when he first went into the warp. And then the other option would be that Korn actually is trying to beef him up, and he is like enormous, and he's probably bigger than the Beast.
Right, and by now he's probably already like a Demon Prince of Korn or something.
Yeah. Next one.
The Gal Duran, something like that. What happens to Tau souls when they die? Just like every dog, they go to heaven. But actually, I think in one of the newer books, they said that there's a chaos god being created from the Tau. So
the chaos god of unbelief.
Something like that.
That's fine.
But we'll have to wait and see what happens with that.
Next question comes from Marcel Goussard. Why do AdMechs love toasters?
Well, you see, the movie, The Brave Little Toaster, was very instrumental in the recruitment phase of any and all type of AdMech. So because of that, they've grown a fondness to the Brave Little Toaster, and therefore to all toasters throughout.
Yep.
And because they're magically delicious.
Next one. I have one from John White. Could Captain America survive in 40K? A little bit, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he's superhuman, so he could become a pretty good Astartes if they implemented him with the gene seed. But I don't think he'd let himself get to that level. If anything, I see him. Do you see him joining the Imperium or not?
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Like in the Imperial Guard.
So I feel like if he was put on Terra, he wouldn't become part of the Imperial Guard. He would probably get adopted to some type of house, or actually, because this is challenging, because Captain America in today's time is like Captain America. He's super strong, not Superman strong, but he is still a superhuman. But in the 41st millennium, any High Lord with power armor will probably be as strong as Captain America and as quick because of all the augmentation. So he might just be like a regular dude, you know, with augmentation.
But if he gets in certain armor, then he'd be a little step
more
above.
Yeah, you're right. I see him as joining a house or some type of avenue. I don't know what it would be, but I don't see him joining the Imperial Guard. He wouldn't be as strong as a Space Marine. That's
You
for
don't
sure.
think so?
No. Yeah.
I feel like that'd be a good fight, though.
He'll be a good Inquisitor. That'd be badass.
Yeah.
Those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, comment down below.
As always, don't forget to put question before your question, and if you see other questions that you like, hit that little thumbs up so we can see them, just not you guys.
With that said,
Sound Alchemist,
Gersh 1.
out of here.
Always used to put my freedom first in any